Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have with us RL Malpica. He's a certified detoxification specialist, natural health coach focused on simplifying nutrition and challenging conventional thinking about around diet and disease. And so we'll explore with him how to detox naturally, why energy efficiency and reducing toxicity matter, and three actionable steps to start transforming your health today without overwhelm. Welcome to the show, RL.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form, RL. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll talk about how to detox naturally and beyond that. So we'll talk about all this. But before that, let's talk a bit about your journey, your background, so that the audience knows who they are listening to.
For sure. Sounds great.
Right, right. If you can share a bit about your background, your journey, a bit about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. My bad. I didn't know if you were asking me or if you were just kind of setting it up. But yes, for me, my journey started about 9 years ago when I decided to become a vegetarian. And it's something that I had, thought about doing for a long time, but I'd never really done it and felt like in order for me to make my ascension spiritually, I would ultimately have to give up eating conscious creatures. And that kind of kick-started my journey. But what I noticed very quickly, in the first few years of vegetarianism is that just because you become a vegetarian does not mean you're healthy. And then the pandemic happened, and I started to really dive into the body and how the body actually works from a natural perspective, from our physiology and our biology, and ultimately our inner terrain to truly discover how natural health actually works and how you can actually heal yourself. And I kind of fell in love with it. It became my passion. And I'm here today now, as a certified detoxification specialist and a natural health coach to help other people with some of the transformations that I've made within my own life.
Absolutely, absolutely, Arya. So help us understand, how should people understand what you are trying to tell them? When you talk of detoxing naturally, then when should they detox? Is it a continuous process, or say they should eat as much as possible, and then there is a week in which they have to detox? Help us understand this whole thing. Or balanced eating has to be there all the time, and then the detox happens. From that
Yeah,
perspective, I want to understand from your expertise, RL.
for sure, for sure. And I think that's kind of where a lot of the confusion comes into place because when people hear the word detox, they think of, a diet or some type of supplement or some type of tea, and then you take it for 3 days or 7 days, and it like detoxes your body, and then you could just go back to living your normal lifestyle and everything's going to be okay. But what I like to profess to people and share with people and help them understand is that we detox all the time. Anytime you sneeze, anytime you burp, anytime you have a bowel movement, anytime you urinate, anytime you sweat, you are detoxing. That is your body's natural ability to detox because your body is constantly trying to clean itself. It's constantly trying to get itself in balance. And that's ultimately what our body's intelligence is built to do and designed to do. So the kicker is, how do we create better conditions for our body so we can detox more? Because we want to be as clean as possible. The cleaner we are, the healthier we are. So that is the big misconception. Detoxing isn't something you do once in a while and then you go back to your regular lifestyle. No, you detox all the time. What I try to do is help you understand how you can detox even more and even heavier so you can ultimately be, have a cleaner and healthier lifestyle.
Absolutely, RL. So if body is detoxification happening all the time, then
Yes.
why should I make an extra effort to, aid the body? If it's doing for me and it's in automation, why should I then? If I understand
Well,
that we have to make it easy for it, then help us understand from how do we make body, detoxification process, natural process easy for it.
yeah, well, that's the thing is like, yeah, you're detoxing, but you're not detoxing at the level you should be. Most of the time, people who are eating diets that aren't designed for the human body are usually dehydrating diets, diets that are very high in acid forming and toxic elements. So what happens is your body is not working in its full capacity. So if it is detoxing, if it is causing some type of detox event, it's not doing it to its full capacity. So that toxicity continues to build inside your body and starts to formulate and manifest into disease down the line. So that's why it's imperative to change your diet, change your lifestyle and the conditions of your body so it can detox to its full capabilities so you can live a healthier, longer, more vital life.
Absolutely. So, as an individual, somebody who is, listening to this in any corner of the world, how do they evaluate themselves in terms of, how much detox they need, what sort of a detox they need, whatever their diet behavior is, either vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan, or anything else? How should one do that?
Well, I have a philosophy called the EAT philosophy, and it makes it very simple because this all comes down to energy efficiency. All right. That's the first letter of the acronym EAT, energy efficiency. And it's your body's profit and loss system. All right. So, look, we eat to gain energy and electricity. We are electrical beings by nature. That's just who we are. We need electricity, right? And digesting food is one of the biggest energy drains on the body. So, we want to eat foods that are high in energy and electricity and low in digestive burden. Those foods are going to be fruits and leafy greens, right? Not cooked, just raw fruits and leafy greens are the most energy efficient food. What that does is that gives our body the hydration and all the nutrition that it needs to ultimately, function and clean out the body, right? The problem is most people are eating high digestive burden foods that provide low amounts of energy. So our bodies are self-healing organisms. They're constantly revitalizing, replenishing, rebuilding cells, rebuilding tissue. But if it doesn't have the surplus of energy to tap into, then it's not able to do that. So for anybody who's looking at their own particular diet or their own particular lifestyle, the first step I would say is how much raw whole fruits and leafy greens are you eating compared to cooked foods and meats and processed foods and starches are you eating? If you're eating mostly cooked food, then most likely you are at a position in your life and your body is burdened and boggled down and stagnated with things like cellular debris and acidity and overtoxicity, and it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be detoxed. And the only way you can do that is by start changing the conditions of your body, by changing your lifestyle habits and dietary habits.
Absolutely. So how does this detoxification happen? We do some things and body does naturally. Are there any additional things that one needs to do? Eat, not drink. How does that work on the in the actual sense?
Yeah, what you need to do is you need to increase the amount of hydrating foods that you're eating. So, the way I do it when I coach is I look at exactly where you're currently at. No matter what your diet is, no matter what your lifestyle habits, we're going to take you from here and we're going to take incremental steps to get better. So, if you are currently eating meat, heavily eating mostly cooked food, you drink soda, you drink coffee, you eat some processed foods, you know what? We're going to slowly eliminate some of those things and we're going to replace them with hydrating foods like fruits and leafy greens, right? So, and water intake. So, as we start to increase the hydrating foods and decrease the dehydrating foods, that is ultimately going to start helping your body clean out better. Because remember, our lymphatic system, which is our sewer system of the body, that ultimately gets rid of all the cellular debris and acidity and toxicity within the body. It does not have a pump. So the only way it moves is through a hydrating diet and movement. And it's really the combination of the two. So that is kind of the first steps into ultimately getting your body in place to where it could start detoxing. Now, you're not going to go from 0 miles an hour to 100. We're not going to say, okay, all right, starting tomorrow, you're going to be 100% raw vegan. No, that's outrageous, right? We want to take incremental steps to help your body ultimately get to a place where it can maintain itself, balance itself, and start to clean itself at a heavy rate. Because we have decades upon decades of bad eating habits, not to mention generations of bad eating habits that have hurt the human species. All right, we're trying to get ourselves back to nature, back to who we truly are.
Right, right, Arel. How do I know that my detoxification is complete? And then how should I my routine be after that?
Your detoxification is never complete. Like, remember, you detox all the time. You detox every day, but it's more along the lines of creating the conditions within your body so it could detox effectively and efficiently every day. Right? So if your diet is not intact, right? Your diet is not right. It's not a majority, at least a majority raw diet, then you're not detoxing efficiently. You're not detoxing effectively, right? So no matter where you are, so it never ends. Like, this is a lifestyle change. This isn't a diet. It's not a 7-day detox or a 30-day detox. This is something that is ultimately a lifestyle. I help you change your habits so you can live a long life and a happy life, and a life with high vitality.
Absolutely. And if I say that, Ariel, I am having such a busy life. I am the CEO of such a company. I'm doing
Mhm.
all, I'm the salesperson. I need to be out in the field most of the time. I go out in the morning, come at night. I have to eat anything that is available outside. How does my routine work in terms of detoxification?
Well, I mean, you have to ask yourself what I call the conscious question: is working that job for the betterment of you or the detriment of you? If that's your life, if that's your passion, if that's what you want to do, right? That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So now you just have to think, you have to plan more, right? How important is your health versus your time? Because we all become prisoners of time, right? Well, the company, my company needs me from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. Okay, well, that's a choice. If that's the choice you make, and health is important to you, okay, well, then maybe I need to pre-plan my meals. I know I need to take, you know, a bundle of fruit with me for lunch. I need to, take a salad with me for lunch. You can still make good quality health choices. It's just there just might be more planning involved, right? You can't be stopping at the fast food restaurant every single day. You can't be eating on the run and not mindfully eating. Those things have effects and ramifications that you're going to have to deal with. So it all comes down to what I call the conscious choice. Are the choices I'm making for the betterment of me or the detriment of me? And once you make that decision, that'll help you make your choices, based on your lifestyle.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's learn a bit from your book, Detox Yourself. Who is this book for? What have you written in that book?
Well, this book is for anyone who truly wants to get their life on a healthy path, because it starts off with helping you uncover all the different ways that you've been intoxicated. Like, we talk about detox, 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 but do you even know why you're intoxicated? Do you even know how you've been programmed to look at health in the first place? Like, we all have been taught certain things. We're born into a world that already tells us what health is, already tells us, we live in a medical, a world that is dominated by medicine, right? Well, what does that mean? Why do we have to use medicine, or do we even have to use medicine? And the book really dives into that and helps you understand how to detox your mind first, and then the second half of the book shows you how to detox your body. So the mind body connection is absolutely imperative. And for anyone who's looking to make those major changes in their life and get on a healthy path, this book is perfect for you, because it'll help you detox your mind. Because in my opinion, the only way you could really start to get on a healthy path and detox your body is if you detox your mind first.
Absolutely, absolutely, Adil. There is so much to learn about all this from you, and I'm sure a lot of people would want to connect with you and learn from you and also perhaps be your client. What's the best way for them to do so?
The best way is to go to my website, which is theeatcoach.com. It has all my programs on there, has my books, has my podcast, my blog, anyway, also my custom GPT that I made that basically helps you. I don't know if your viewers use Chat GPT, but I created a custom GPT that will give you answers from the natural health perspective versus the conventional medicine perspective that is dominating the world at this time.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining
Oh,
us.
thank you so much as well. Appreciate you having me on.